Hello Year 7 and Year 8 and welcome back to week 4 topic the human body, and this is lesson 2. So we've already had the first lesson, this is your second lesson. The facts that you need to make sure that you are learning for this lesson are the following: what an unbalanced diet leads to, what being underweight results in, what being overweight results in, what the digestive system is used for, and what the digestive system consists of. So all these facts are found in your fact book underneath the week 4 lesson 2 on the human body. So as always, we're going to start with 4 quick questions. If you can answer them, and then we'll go through them. So the first one: what can filter and separate? What does streamlining reduce? What 4 things does the skeleton do? And what is the periodic table split into by a diagonally stepped line? Okay, so pause the video and have a go at those 4 questions and then we'll go through them. Okay, so the first one: sand and water can be separated using filtering. Streamlining reduces air resistance. The 4 things that the skeleton does is support, protect, move and make red blood cells, remembering that that is in your bone marrow. What is the role of the digestive system? It's to break down food. So, just for the first thing, why is it unhealthy to have an unbalanced diet? Can you just look at those 2 different types of people and what do you notice about them? Write some things down and then we'll go through it. Yeah, so it's fairly obvious really that the one on the left has eaten way too much, or simply hasn't got any exercise, or could have some health issues, health problems related to them. But again, there's also health problems with the person on the right, and that is somebody who hasn't had enough nourishment or enough nutrients in their diet, so you can actually see their bones. So as you can see in this picture, eating way too many calories. You need to make sure that you're having that healthy diet to make sure that you're maintaining and looking after your body in the way that it should. Health problems can come with an unbalanced diet. So these are just a list of some of them just simply from an unbalanced diet. So by balanced diet I mean having the correct amount of nutrients in there, so your carbohydrates, proteins, fibre, making sure that they are in the correct amounts that you should be having. And not going over those calories as well. So things like heart disease, causing stress on your joints, so osteoarthritis could be a result of that, having a high blood pressure, diabetes, breathing problems, gout, so that starts to affect your bones, liver disease and infertility. Now that is something that some people aren't aware of, but when you do have an unbalanced diet it can cause problems with fertility, which means having children. So when we look at health problems with specifically for overweight, there's 4 main ones. So you can have stroke, which is due to the buildup of the fatty acids inside the arteries, and it can also affect the brain as well. Atherosclerosis of the aorta, that again is linked to the buildup of fatty acids. You've got heart attack, again the fatty building up inside the coronary arteries. So a lot of this is linked to the fatty buildup. So you're having too many fats. If you're being overweight, you've got too many fats or carbohydrates being consumed and your body can't break them down. So it just builds up as fat and it starts to clog it up. Another one is diabetes. So that's too much sugar in the blood and it can't be controlled. So your insulin that you should have in your body being released, sometimes it's just not being broken down quick enough. And it results in diabetes, which is quite a big issue across the United Kingdom, but it's not just linked to being overweight. There are 2 different types. What I would like you to do is go away and research those 2 different types as type 1 and type 2 and tell me or find out for yourselves which one is that's related to eating too much fatty food, so your diet, and which one is it that's genetic. So have a look at it. Problems with being underweight, so there are health problems associated with that. It's not just people who are overweight that have health problems. So you have a diet low in calories often means you haven't got enough nutrients, so it's the opposite effect. So it results in starvation or anorexia, where you can see all the bones. The bones are no longer being protected, they're easily broken. Malnourishment, so it can cause various different kinds of things like osteoporosis, scurvy, rickets, hair and weight loss, downy growth, so it stunts your growth, headaches, difficulty concentrating. There's lots of different things that are linked into health problems with being underweight. What we need to do now is just recap those, just pick 3 or 4 for each overweight and underweight, and then we'll go through them. Okay, so let's have a look. So overweight, diabetes, stroke, heart attack. You could have, for underweight, stunted growth, headaches, hair and weight loss. There are various other ones. If you want to go back and have a look just to double check that you're along the right lines, that would be great. You can tick them off as you're marking them. So the digestive system, which is the next little bit in this human body lesson 2, is a group of organisms that work together to break down food. Now some of you will be aware of the organs that are involved. So you've got the stomach, you've got the large intestine, you've got the rectum, you've got the anus. You've also got the mouth, and that's really important that you include that when you are asked what organs are involved in the digestive system. Now, here is the digestive system completely unlabelled. What I want you to do, I'm not expecting you to draw it, you can number it, so we'll start at the top right as 1 and go across, and see how many organs you can actually label, or what organs can you remember. Now, it might not be all of them, it might be a few, it might be all of them. Great if you know all of them. If not, don't worry, it's something we'll go over. So pause the video and have a go. Okay, so let's have a look. So we have started off with the mouth and the teeth. We go over to the esophagus or windpipe, if some of you have wrote that. We've got the liver, bile duct, stomach, pancreas, large intestine, small intestine, making sure you've got those the correct way round. Sorry, that small intestine should be pointing into the one that's folded in the middle. You've got your rectum, you've got your anus, and you've also got your appendix. Now, your appendix isn't directly involved in the digestive system, and neither is your liver or bile duct, but it's something that it can pass via, so it's sometimes included, which is why I've chosen to include it this time. So your main ones are your mouth and teeth, the esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, and anus. So as long as you can remember those main ones, whenever you're asked what are the organs involved in the digestive system, as long as you can repeat those, then you should be okay. So they're part of the key facts that you need to know for this lesson. Hopefully you can remember those facts. We will be repeating them, we will be checking on them, we'll be recapping them, so make sure you keep learning those. If you want to do a bit of extra research, go away and look at some digestive system disorders. And what are the long-term effects of unhealthy eating? Next week, we will be looking at reactions. So lesson 1, facts, will be as follows. And what an element is, what a compound is, what the periodic table is split into, what metals are, and what non-metals are. So have a look at them, keep checking, keep revising those key concepts, and those key ideas, and look at your fact book, use it, recap it, revise it. I will see you next week. Bye.